Okay, so we this is our maiden voyage of our Course in Miracles Zoom meeting that we usually have on Sunday mornings at Unity Church, but I'm thinking that the wonderful thing about this is that so many other people can join us now, people who don't have to travel to Omaha, right?
Yay!
So, yay! So that's Jacob in Colorado, and a lot of you who might be viewing this, most of you who are reviewing this later, have met Jacob. And maybe Lori too, because Lori came to a couple Thursday night conference room course groups. So there's Lori Cameron. And Lori, I have to mention, facilitates the Monday through Friday. She alternates with Lee Flynn as facilitator for the morning conference text reading conference calls. And Eric, our Eric, has been going when he can. In fact, I've been going when I can. But so I'll be giving some more information about that in an email to remind everybody about that beautiful, beautiful call. And Lori does a fantastic job of that call, because we have like an opening, and usually Lori brings in a beautiful poem, and then we have a closing, which often Lori will share something else that's so beautiful, and perhaps another poem or a saying or something that she has discovered. So I want to invite everyone there. So now what we're going to do is, the format is going to be pretty much like we do on Sunday in Omaha. What we do is I talk and people say, come on, let's start. So we wait till everyone comes, and we begin by going within. We always begin with that. And so I will guide everyone into going within. We're going to listen to the lesson for the day. And then we go into a 2 meditation. This time, fortunately, we have a special topic. Yeah, we're in part 2. And the topic is, what is the world? So that's perfect. And then, so we're going to listen to that. I think it's 5 paragraphs. And then we're going to listen to the lesson. And it's 2:42 today. So we'll listen to the lesson, and then we sit for 2 minutes, and I'll have a timer here, and I'll time it for 2 minutes. And then when we come out of the meditation, we just share what's going on. Maybe something came up during the meditation, or something's come up in our life, or that kind of thing. And then we just let Spirit just take over, and we just have a joining, like a holy encounter, as we like to call it. Okay, so and hopefully, I'm pretty sure we tried it, and the sound will be good. But let me know. I'm going to, when we get to the sound part of it. Well, actually, I'm going to test it right now. Hold on. This is a test of the screen sharing capability. Okay. Okay. And let me know, can you hear that? And how is the volume? The volume okay? All right. All right, gonna put him back. And actually,
I'm gonna go get my cup of tea.
Oops, okay.
Okay,
all right, okay. All right, great. Okay, got that all set up. So, yeah, thanks. It looks as Lori's on mute, and I think I'll ask everyone when Jacob comes back to go on mute. Okay, I'm gonna act as if there's like 20 people in the room. I'm gonna ask everybody to go on mute. So, okay. Oh yeah.
Now?
Yeah, because that way when we meditate, say the dog starts to bark, and I can't go on mute because you're listening to what I'm listening to. So hopefully Kobe won't bark, and Chris will stay in the kitchen. So, so here we go. All right, so what we do is we get comfortable, uncross your legs and your arms if they're crossed, and we just close our eyes and go within. I think Kobe actually wants to come up. Okay, okay. So we close our eyes and take all the awareness within. Being aware is so important. Become aware. When we do, it takes us to this moment of now. It takes us actually to the only time there is. And it takes us to where we share our thoughts, because there are no private thoughts. Minds are joined. It takes us to that one self that we are. And that is the holy encounter. And so we're in that place now. We're going to relax the body if it needs to be a little bit more relaxed. Relax your legs and your torso and your arms. And most likely it's very relaxed right now. And you'll notice that your breath is relaxed well. And then when you notice your thoughts, there's very few thoughts. We have come together. We are in this moment of now together. From this place, we're going to open up to what is the world. And then we'll listen to a lesson. And then we'll just take 2 minutes to go within, or to stay within, to join one another. Notice what relevant thoughts come up as you open to the loving thoughts of God. And we'll begin now.
What is the world? The world is false perception. It is born of error, and it has not left its source. It will remain no longer than the thought which gave it birth is cherished. When the thought of separation has been changed to one of true forgiveness, will the world be seen in quite another light, and one which leads to truth, where all the world must disappear and all its errors vanish. Now its source has gone, and its effects are gone as well. The world was made as an attack on God. It symbolizes fear. And what is fear except love's absence? Thus, the world was meant to be a place where God could enter not, and where his Son could be apart from him. Here was perception born, for knowledge could not cause such insane thoughts. But eyes deceive and ears hear falsely. Now mistakes become quite possible, for certainty has gone. The mechanisms of illusions have been born instead, and now they go to find what has been given them to seek. Their aim is to fulfill the purpose which the world was made to witness and make real. They see in its illusions but a solid base where truth exists, upheld apart from lies. Yet everything which they report is but illusion which is kept apart from truth. As sight was made to lead away from truth, it can be redirected. Sounds become the call of God, and all perception can be given a new purpose by the one whom God appointed Savior to the world. Follow his light and see the world as he beholds it. Hear his voice alone in all that speaks to you. And let him give you peace and certainty, which you have thrown away, but heaven has preserved for you in him. Let us not rest content until the world has joined our changed perception. Let us not be satisfied until forgiveness has been made complete. And let us not attempt to change our function. We must save the world. For we who made it must behold it through the eyes of Christ, that what was made to die be restored to everlasting life. Lesson 242. This day is God's. It is my gift to him. I will not lead my life alone today. I do not understand the world. And so to try to lead my life alone must be but foolishness. But there is one who knows all that is best for me, and he is glad to make no choices for me but the ones that lead to God. This day I give to him, for I would not delay my coming home, and it is he who knows the way to him. And so we give today to you. We come with wholly open minds. We do not ask for anything that we may think we want. Give us what you would have received by us. You know all our desires and needs, and you will give us everything we want, and that will help us find the way to you.
This day is God's. It is my gift to him. We'll take 2 minutes. And so we'll bring our awareness to our body and to this moment together. And when ready, we'll open our eyes. So, and you can, if you feel so you want to, you can come off mute whenever you want to anytime really, because it's just a small group. But does anyone have anything to share right off from the meditation or anything? You know, he says this day is God's. My first thought was this life is God's. This life is God's. It's my gift to him, because that's where I'm at these days. You know, it's less like, what would you have me do? You know, well, I'm still here in this incarnation. I came for a purpose. Am I doing it? And what other purpose? I said, with loving you, you have no need but to extend it, you know, so what other purpose would I have? And I guess I do want to share, I do want to share before I forget, and then that'll warm us up. And other people can begin to share. I had a dream last night, and I don't think there's any accidents that I should have that dream last night. It was really short, but very powerful. And I was, the only part that I remember is the part where there was a person sitting at a desk. He had a window behind him. I don't know if that's important, but he looked like Roger Stone. Let's put that, you know, gray hair, short gray hair, Roger Stone. And he wasn't Roger Stone, but he was my adversary. I didn't get along with this guy at all. You know, his belief system was totally opposite from mine. And there had been it had a sense that there had been animosity between us. And the message, oh my God, it was like words, but the message was everything. If I had to put words to the message, it would say everything is feeling, everything. And it kept mentioning, and it kept asserting, everything is feeling. So when I looked at him with the knowledge that everything is feeling, I felt who he was more than saw who he was. I felt what everything was, but when I looked at him, I felt who he was, and his eyes became like clear and like light green, but big and clear. I don't know. I remember that. And then he came around, and he started to tell me about his daughter who died of cancer. And he was flipping through like an album, trying to maybe show me a picture of her. And my heart was so totally open with everything, because everything was feeling, you know, and there was no distance between us. It was the most beautiful feeling. And I want to sort of take this into my life, that knowledge that, and I don't know why it said everything is feeling. More so, maybe everything is heart more than thought. Right? Is that what you guys are thinking? I think I picked up on it's heart. It's feeling. So anyway, that was my dream last night. I just wanted to share with y'all. And you know what makes me cry? Everything today, but is that you are here, Lori and Jake and Chris, the people that are the closest to me in the whole world. And that means so much to me. So I want to thank you for And we all, I think it all crept up on us, the time, and then we still made it happen. So, I'll just throw it out there if anyone has some, if you guys want to chime in.
Beautiful, Joy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it.
Usually,
can you hear him? Can you hear him huffing and puffing? He's like panting, and I was afraid that you could hear him in the lesson was on. You could hear him.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's making me hot. I'm about to pant. Well, were you going to say something, Jacob?
Oh, I was going to say I'm usually a chatterbox when I come to Omaha for the meeting. I feel like it, don't am I? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful. We love it when you share.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved your dream, and I was reading recently, and I don't know who it was, but they were saying, we're all in our heads, our thoughts, plans, pushing things away and trying to push things to us, and not enough in the heart, in our lives, not checking in or calming down and getting silent and being in the heart more, just reacting up here in thought a lot. Yeah. So at first when you said, everything is feeling it, I wasn't understanding, but yeah, that was sweet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there is this struggle to see things with different eyes all the time, First, you have to wake up out of being caught in the situation. You know what I mean? Because it nabs you, and you're just giving everything credence, and everything's happening, and there's everything you read from the last 25 years is out the window. And then, but when you can catch yourself and get in that moment, and say, well, wait a minute, I'm feeling something. What am I feeling? I'm feeling distress. What's going on? And then you can say, well, I must be looking at this different. I mean, the Course says, I would like to see this differently. And then it says, well, at the very least, I'd like to know that, what's it say? I don't want this feeling at the very minimum. Right. I know I don't want this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, it's that, just like when you were looking at him and knowing that you were far apart in your ideologies and whatever, and so that's kind of the surface reaction. But then, you look at those reactions in your heart, and then you say, well, what's the lesson here? That people are loving or calling out for love. That's a big one for me. It helps me so much when I want to judge, So, yeah, I've been reading a lot about being more in the heart, and really taking the time to notice that discomfort, because that discomfort is a wake-up call. Anytime, you're not in peace, it's a wake-up call, and it's like nudging you and saying, hey, this is the moment. Get in the moment. Because half the time, 99.999, too many nines, not enough nines, it's not in the moment, it's in your head, is what your discomfort is coming from. Like, I just had to get over the discomfort of having a wind gust come up on the porch, scare the bejesus out of my husband and I. And the awning, the umbrella was like tipping the glass table, and it actually bent in half and broke and fell on the ground, and we righted the table and everything. It was scary. It was just a wind gust, because it's a sunny day. It's a beautiful, lovely day. And so I'm coming off that, and I'm thinking, and the ego is like, always wants to put you down, saying, there are definitely more serious things than wind gusts and broken umbrellas. Come on, snap out of it. But then the other part is, that's a story, and the whole umbrella thing is a story. And I just want to sit and feel what I'm feeling, and then look at it in a different way. But it was scary, and sad. Yeah. And sad, because I don't like things to break. But so there's every moment in our existence is something that we're either pushing away because we don't want it, because it's sad, or want more of it, and we're clinging, you know, it's this, that's the whole, you know, that's the whole deal going on. And boy, I can't wait until that calms down and I can be in the moment more and peaceful. You know, I've got a lot of conditioning to work through, but I'm if I can just stop and see those moments as teaching moments when you feel that sadness, that'll be a good start, won't it? Yeah. And that involves feeling, getting into the heart. You know, notice what your feeling is, what you're feeling. And that's the wake-up call. And the one more thing I'm going to say is, it's interesting because it's good and bad. I mean, you can have terrific joy and then you want to cling to that. Like when you know what I mean? It's the pushing away of what you don't want, but it's also this hanging on to what you don't want to lose. And boy, both of those will just be a form of suffering. It's very difficult. So, but anyway, if you take it moment to moment, when in my worst times, when I feel like, man, you can't do this. You'll go to your grave not being able to do this. No, look, and then I hear my guide, because I know I'm guided. My guide says, you know what? That's a story. Let that go. Get in the moment. Just get in this moment. Because there's a peace that you can't even imagine in this moment. You know, and just, that's where the peace is. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm complete.
Thank you.
So I am a
Thanks.
gabbergut on this thing too.
And you know what that reminded me of, Lori, gratitude. And Lori was sharing with me the other day about gratitude, and boy, that has helped me so much.
Oh God, yeah.
How about it, Lori?
Oh, isn't that the truth? It makes everything disappear. It's actually quite wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It's like a healing balm, isn't it? Gratitude. When I'm my saddest, if I can get a hold of something that's, you know, if I can conjure up all the things if I just begin to bring to my consciousness things I'm grateful for, and it's just like a medicine for the soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good thing to do when you can't sleep,
Indeed.
isn't it?
That's where I made the discovery. That's exactly where I made the discovery. And it was like, because it was when I needed to sleep. Without gratitude, all that was in my mind was, I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, this will happen. If I don't sleep, this will happen. If I don't, and my dog was sick at the same time. And I thought, I just must sleep. And so I wasn't thinking of anything because all my thoughts were bad. The dog was sick and I couldn't free him. And so I thought, I'm just going to be grateful. I'm just going to say thank you. I'm just going to thank you. I wasn't thinking of anything in particular. I let it go. Just let everything go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And after a while, that movement, I think gratitude is a movement that our soul requires for receiving grace. I think our soul has a great need for it. And so to give it to my soul was a gift to myself, number one. And number two, it returned to me the awareness that there is love hearing my expression. And the more I gave it expression, the more I was assured of the hearing of the expression, so that it felt as if I had woven myself into a wheel of goodness. And because I responded and woven myself into that wheel, everything else was allowed to just fall away. And when the dog got sick again, I did the same thing. he was vomiting blood that night, and we had to get up and clean all this bloody diarrhea and go back to bed.
Mm.
I did the same thing. Just allowed my soul to be fed by that movement,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
everything disappeared. And it turned out that when it happened again at 6 o'clock in the morning or before that, it was apparent we had to do something because the dog was in, you know how they get kind of limp and trembly all at the same time. And so we knew we had to do something. And my first thought was, oh no, if we could wait an hour, our regular vet will be open. And immediately at the end of that, it's as if this love being said, haven't you been paying attention? You know, this is all held within, you know. And so right away, Kathy knew what to do, get dressed, and we'll go to the emergency clinic. And I was thinking, oh, but it's my day and I'm supposed to be doing the call this morning.
Oh.
And all of this is going on. And I thought, how can I center myself to respond to all this? But it led me right into the call. And I don't remember the particulars very much, but I remember it was a really good call, and that somehow it was helpful to everyone. And even during that call, she called me and said, they're going to keep him in the hospital. And my response was the same as it had been in the night. Oh, thank God. Thank God somebody there that will take this suffering and do something for it, you know. And so the way it felt at the end was as if everything had been woven together in such a way all the parts contributed to the whole, that all the parts were just perfectly arranged, and nothing was required of me at all except for gratitude that all of it, and here's the word that I've still been thinking about this. Yesterday I was thinking about it. The word for all of it is redeemed, you know. No matter what seems to be happening, there's an essential goodness, an essential weaving that every single instance that I would push away or pull more to myself, if I give up those two movements, I'm able to see the woven nature of reality. Somehow, all that's asked of me is to accept it and be glad. You know, just accept it, be glad. And then I'm back in that place where I feel like I'm in the sidecar of life. You know, it's a great ride. Anyway, it was kind of, I love it when he does that, when circumstances arrange something that's a crisis. If I can lean back into it and relax and realize that every single thing that my mind would say is a crisis, relax into the notion that it's all redeemed, even while it's happening. Even while it's happening, forces for love and good are making adjustments, constantly making fine-tuning adjustments and weaving the relationships that are necessary to accomplish the finished product. The finished product is always my gift to God. You know, what have I done? Accept the grace and let Him turn it into my own gift, you know, like that. And anyway, I had a dream last night too, and I can't remember any of it at all. Except that when I woke up, the overwhelming sense was that this web of life is no greater than 6 degrees of separation, that in Indra's net, somehow the nodes of 6 different situations will be reflective to all the other nodes in those 6 degrees of seeming separation, in a way that together our souls accomplish this gift. You know, we don't know it's done except by acceptance of the help that the universe gives when it gives, and giving the help that's needed when it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Together we all create this beautiful gift in the end, when all the chains, all the links in the chain of forgiveness are complete. What do I need to worry about? What do I need to worry about? I'm given what I need. I can turn it when it's needed. My place in the net is uncompromisingly guaranteed. I'm just another node of giving and receiving in a totality that I don't have to worry about. It's already created. It's already being created. I just accomplish my part by being where I'm at. What's to worry about? Well, I'm a little worried the dogs haven't eaten today, but I'm sure they're just fine, or they'd be here asking for something. So.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that endures net and the 6 degrees of separation, and it's all working. That's the unity. That's the feeling of unity, and all of us, like he said, he said, you're all together, irreplaceable in the mind of God, and like me, but we all have our place in the sonship. And he said, without you, it wouldn't be complete. Oh my God, and it's like, yeah. So so that's amazing feeling. And it connects me to the feeling that this is stupid. It sounds stupid when I say it. I was created, because I'm going along my merry way and I keep forgetting that, you know what? I was created. It's so that creation, I have a link to my creator, to that which created me. I am linked, and I will always be linked, and always, like forever, for eternity, I'll be linked to my creator. Oh, what a good feeling that is. Because, and when the first Sebastian is a person who's hearing Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael and Jesus and Mother Mary. He's from Argentina, and we joined together in something called Holy Encounter on Thursdays. And the first one that I joined, he was reading from we read from his book, Choose Only Love. And he was reading, and it said, "You are not alone." And then he said it again. He said, "You are not alone." And I felt as though he was talking to me because and then he said it again, "You're alone." And it's like, I really needed to hear that, that I am intimately connected with all of you as in the net of creation, and I'm connected to my source, as we all are. So I'm not alone and never will be alone. And it's just a good feeling, because I always felt separate and alone, So the truth is, I can't be. I can think I am. Doesn't make it so, right? Course says you can think it doesn't make it so. Thank God, that what we think is so, not necessarily. Yeah.
I was thinking the other day that, you know how they say that we, our higher self, our true self, is the Christ self, which is very hard for us who identify with the mind and body most of the time. Very hard to take that on. It seems arrogant or whatever. But the divine loving consciousness that we all know because we know we exist, it's the whole I am thing. I was thinking the other day that everyone is a point of light. Everyone, the whole analogy, the whole metaphor of the wave in the ocean, and we're all at the water. So we're all that, every conscious being is a point of light, a part of that, a part and the whole of the divine loving consciousness. It's just, we're sleeping, And then when you ask, well, why the heck am I here? And I truly believe it's to, well, I don't know. I really don't know, but it could be to, of course, to wake up to our divinity, to wake up to this consciousness that is here in this sacred now moment, you know, and to know that we are, that I am, you know. I don't know. It's really interesting, and then everything becomes a lesson, you know, to have you open up to that, you know, if you use it for that. Because I don't really know any other point to being here, you know, to experiencing these different levels of, you know, the essence of who you are, and then the physical level, the body and the mind and everything. It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I've been reading a lot about beyond, you know, the messages that are coming to us from beyond, because they want us, they are highly motivated to help us to learn why we came. And, you know, and that it is a learning, and it's a learning of who we are, you know, and I can't think of anything greater than I'm learning who that self, which I share with all of you, and I am, but it's also a journey that continues once I leave my body, because they keep saying nothing changes essentially, you know, but you're still on that journey of awakening to who you are. It's just that you don't have this dense body, and you do it in other ways, you know. Oh, it's so interesting. It's so incredibly interesting, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful journey of awakening. It's like this bud that's opening, you know, and we help one another to awaken and to open, right? And so everything that we get, we share. I mean, you know, it's so beautiful. Sharing has to be the most magnificent function that we can do, right? There's this one lady that said she had, I guess, an experience, and it said, it basically said, are you out there? Are you getting out there? And she wasn't. She, you know, she was saying no when people said, because she was scared, you know, when people said, could you give a talk, or could you share what you experienced? And she was scared, and she didn't want to. But then and her life wasn't working. Even though she had that experience, it wasn't working. And then she was saying, she was complaining, and it said, did you say yes? Are you saying yes? And then she realized, oh my God, I've been saying no. So right after that, somebody said, either emailed or called her something and asked her for something, and lo and behold, she said yes, and it opened the door to her life. You know, she stopped saying no, and she started sharing herself, and it just gave more. As soon as you share, right, what you give, you receive, and she just blossomed, you know. So I learned so much from her sharing that she wasn't sharing. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
So it's so beautiful. Wow. I'm going to take my camera off for a minute, because I got to go get something I want to share with, speaking of sharing. And so I'll just take it off for 1 second. I'll be back, but talks amongst yourselves. Okay.
Lori, can you hear me?
I was.
Oh, were you
I
on?
had my mute button on.
Oh, I thought so. Yeah. Where do you hail from?
Originally South Dakota.
Oh, really? Wow. And when did you leave there?
Oh dear me.
Quite a while.
Probably like 40 years ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And where are you now?
Omaha.
Are you in Omaha?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And in Aurora, Colorado for about.
Oh, Aurora?
Yeah.
I used to teach in Aurora.
Uh-huh.
Did I meet you at the course meeting sometimes?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I did.
in Omaha. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
At least once.
Yeah, probably not too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's nice. Oh, you're over there now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're in a different square from me.
Oh, okay. I got what I found, what I wanted to share. I'm reading this book, and it's called, oops, Evidence from Beyond. Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's this man who said, I'm coming back. I'm going to, mark my words, I'm going to come back and share with you guys, you know. And he was a minister. He was a really wonderful guy. And he's sharing, and he's shared over the last, I think he died in the 70s. So he's been sharing. But this caught my eye this morning. Oh my God. He said he had this experience, an amazing experience on the other side. Then I became aware of a voice, one that I have heard not only here, but before I came here, when I prayed and received instructions or help. This voice said to me, quote, be aware of yourself. Find yourself. Be aware of yourself. Use yourself, the self. Be aware of the pulsating life and the God that is within you. Don't feel that this is a discipline. Don't look upon it as a rule or a regulation or an order or a command, but be aware from what you are. No, it said, know that you are part of this great, universal, creative force and power, this God. Know and be aware. Oh, that really, it was so cool. He said, so now I've received my directive, be aware. It's one thing that he, you know, isn't that cool? Like another word, yeah, wake up. You know, also, we're going to end right at the hour, but you know, in our group, what we usually do is pass cards around, and I was thinking of how we could do that, and maybe could like rummage through the cards, and when you say stop, I could pick a card,
Sure, yeah.
right? Oh, okay, because you are the one saying stop. Okay, good. So I'm going to go get the cards. Hold on.
Okay. You're so cute.
I've tried, I don't know how many times to give those cards away, but nobody wants them. So it must be mine to keep.
Yeah, keep them. Wow. I have a set, an incomplete set, but I should pick them out once in a while, you know, just to see.
Yeah, I keep them on my desk now. And it's kind of funny because if the conversation lags on the call, I'll flip through the cards and I'll pick one, and it's like, oh, okay, why don't you talk about this a little bit?
Oh, cool.
Well, you guys, then you can pick. Do you have your cards right there, Lori? You can pick your card.
They're down on my desk.
Oh, okay. Let next week, if you're able to come,
I have cards.
and Jacob,
I have some cards.
Okay, we'll pick our own cards next
Okay.
week. Okay,
All right.
and then so I'm going. Jacob, I'll do you first. I'm going. Here's the cards,
Okay.
and here I am. Walk fingers through the cards.
All right.
Tell me when to stop.
All right, stop.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
You want to read it?
Only my condemnation injures me, and only my forgiveness sets me free. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I have to tell that little voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not doing enough.
Oh
You're
my
not doing it
gosh.
right. You'll never get there.
Yeah, you'll never get there. You keep
And
trying.
And
You're trying
forgiveness
to
is
meditate.
accepting.
You're thinking about, I don't know what was, it made me laugh the other day. What I was thinking about. I was like, thank God it made me laugh and not cry, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. But,
And so, yeah, so perfect, you know? Okay, Lori, I'm going to just walk my fingers.
Okay, right there.
you're a good stopper, Joy.
Yeah.
This is the way salvation works, boy, isn't it? As you step back, the light in you steps forward and encompasses the world.
There it is.
Oh my
I
God.
love it. It's perfect.
Oh my God.
That's getting in the flow. You step back out of this whole drama for a second, and the light in you shows you the way.
That's what you shared. That is
was
so
lovely.
perfect. Oh my
Right.
God.
And now
Oh,
you're-
and I get to do one. I didn't. I
Yes.
forgot. I totally forgot. How could that be?
Oh, why? Same one?
It's the same one.
well,
I put
guess
it back
what?
and I can't. Look at these cards.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is the way salvation works.
The universe said it's too good. We got to share
As
it
you
again.
step back, the light in you steps forward and encompasses the world. Oh my God,
It
Lori,
would be the same.
of course it would be the same. Oh my God. Jacob, you know how you and I say, look, I'll do the talking? Well, that's
Yeah.
how, Lori, the other day we were saying that's what happens with us too. So, and you guys,
Thank you.
what a
Hey, you know what?
blessing.
Thank you.
Can you take a, don't put it back, because we can't, we can't push this miracle. You'll never find it. But could you take a picture of it and send it to me?
I will. I will. I know. Okay, sweeties. So, okay, we'll close and pretend we're holding each other's hands.
Yeah.
Where two or more are gathered, there I am in the midst of them, and feel the Christ as always, always. It's what we are, the Christ Spirit. And Jesus, our elder brother, is with us as well, guiding us home. We feel that. And we send out loving prayers. At this time, we usually send out prayers to our brothers and sisters, prayers of healing, seeing them whole and complete, knowing that they are one with us and with our Father. And we send that out, that love. And all is well. And so it is. Amen.
Every matter of things are well.